I have family there. They're telling us what's going on.
And what are they telling you?
They are telling us that they've been targeted, being the minority. If you are not with
Targeted
them,
by whom?
by the rebels. And I know a lot of people. We have Christians here. They can tell you their stories as well. They have families that have been killed. We have people that have been beheaded. And this is their slogan. If you're not with us, you are to be beheaded.
I think this whole debate is ignoring the main point here, which is that the rebel uprising or the democratic uprising is not that. It's a Muslim Brotherhood uprising. The Muslim Brotherhood was the main opposition group in Syria for the last 40 years, and they are the ones that want to remove the secular government. And I'm not a government supporter. I am for the reform process, just like the majority of the Syrian people. But the fact is, before you interrupt me, sir, the fact is, it is the American and NATO governments and Israel that are funding these Al-Qaeda terrorists and Muslim Brotherhood extremists. And that is the point that everybody here is missing. That's true. And the fact is that, excuse me, sir, but you do have a stake in Syria, because we have Russia emerging as a superpower, and you have China emerging as a superpower, and America and NATO want to control the Mediterranean Sea. They want to cut off this new pipeline deal that is happening between Syria, Iraq, and Iran. They want to cut off ties between Syria and Iran, which is why these people hate Iran so much. And that's why these sectarians are against any unity between Syria and Iran, because they want to see Syria get destroyed. And that is what this is about, destroying Syria.
Mimi, what sort of government do you want?
Of course, I would like to see a government that has less corruption, but also maintains our foreign policy, which is of the utmost importance, because we have an imperialist, Zionist entity right next door to us, Israel, which is funded by NATO, and the whole crisis is being created by our enemies, Israel, NATO, America.
Okay, can I just ask you though, do you want Assad to survive?
Right now, Assad has to survive because his replacement is going to be Islamic extremists, the Muslim Brotherhood,
but do you want him to survive?
I want him to survive for now.
But do you want him to run Syria?
I want him
is he the person you want running your country?
I want to run Syria eventually. Okay? So now I see that the fall of the Assad regime would be a disaster for my country.
Okay, final comment from you, Hanadi.
I just want to say we're not Assadi regime supporters. We are Syrians. Therefore, we've seen the uprising in the Middle East. We've seen that so-called Islamic Brotherhood uprising, and the proof is in Egypt. The leader now is a Brotherhood extremist. In Tunisia, the leader is a Brotherhood extremist. In where else? Libya, Tunisia, and Egypt. This is what concerns us. We want Syria to stay secular. We've lived there. I've lived there for 8 years myself. Everybody practiced his religion freely. We've all had free education. We've had it all. What is it they want? I want a reform. We all want reforms. We do know every country has corruptions. We want that to go. However, we don't want extremists to come and run our country. That's all